Detective Comics 995. Peter J. Tomasi writing, Doug Mankey on the art. Second part of their run, second part of the arc. And they actually did it. They killed off Leslie Tompkins.
I don't think this sticks.
I
don't know what's going on in the story.
No, I think she's killable.
Yeah, I think she's just big enough, but not so big that I can buy that they're going to kill, at least for a while.
When was the last time that she was a major part of any sort of story?
She popped up. Yeah, she popped up in Detective a bit. Yeah, during that.
A little bit, but not a lot. This is what I mean. Like, she's a little bit here, a little bit there, right? Which is enough that you could probably kill that and get away with it.
I just with the strange occurrences that happen throughout this, I'm not willing to until I see Bruce have a funeral and lower her body into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I'm keeping an open mind.
Yeah, I mean the opening section of the book is quite well done in terms of how there's just the frantic nature to get back to the cave to give her the antitoxin, none of which work. She's like telling him to like be happy or whatever. She's dying. She is. Yeah. And then I love the page where he's like, no, the 2-page layout where he's like, no, I'm going to shock her with a defibrillator, and it's like every time he jolts her, there's like a flashback panel of like something, an important point in his life with her, and until she dies at the end. I thought it was a really well done few pages. And then the rest of the book's pretty solid too. I will say, I think the art from Mankey, it didn't have the proportions problem that Connor brought up last time. I did think it was a bit more scratchy this time compared to normal.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like it's in the inks that I'm feeling it personally.
Yeah.
There's a lot of heavy cross-hatching and overly shaded areas.
Because that's Monkey when he's doing something really dark, because it reminded me of some, like the Black Hand issue of Blackest Night.
Yeah.
Had that same thing with the overly cross-hatching, but I think it was just because it was such a dark story. I could see that here, but I don't feel like it meshed as well. Because I feel like there's intent there with the heavy inks and whatnot.
It was mainly on the faces. It felt just a bit overdone.
Yeah.
Too many.
I think the actual Batsuit looks great. There's the panel where he's walking down, with all the villains there. The green bathing the green glow, and he's like, pulling on the pulling the gloves tighter.
Yeah, the suit looks good.
The suit looks fantastic there.
Yeah. So Bruce gets left alone with the body for a bit. Alfred goes upstairs. And he's got a tear running down his face. It's a really nice moment. And the door goes, and it the security system's like, oh, it's Commissioner Gordon's here, and he's like, oh, that's weird. Why is Commissioner Gordon here? And he opens the door, and I don't think anyone on the planet predicted who it was actually going to be, because Zorro is there, and he stabs Alfred out of nowhere. A wild Zorro appeared.
Can't take it seriously.
I can't, but I also love it because it's the ghost of Batman's past.
Yeah,
Joe. I know. Just last issue, Matt was saying, "Oh, I really like how they kept the Zorro thing."
Yeah,
because we talked about the flashback in last issue, and we talked about how it's changed over the years, and Matt in particular is happy they've kept the Zorro thing.
Yeah,
this is your fault. You are responsible for Alfred stabbing.
Yes. I did like the touch that, Bruce just hears the bell ringing, and he realizes that it's ringing so much that this means he's in danger, and he runs up, and Alfred's actually in the room where, the classic, year one room, I should become a Batfather, that page, and he's just, lying on the floor with the bell, sir, I heed this bell quicker than you.
Yes. Yeah. Again, Alfred, even if he's going out, even if Alfred's going out, he's going out as sassy as possible, which I appreciate.
And obviously, we're not killing Alfred. I mean, that's the thing. It's one of those things where if they did go further and kill Alfred, they'd be like, okay, this is all going to get undone by the end of the arc. Leslie Tompkins, I can buy she's dead.
They just do some magic spray and go phone Damien.
Yeah, Damien's done some...
I did love that, though, where he goes, because I feel like it's a throwback to Tomasi on his Batman and Robin run.
Yeah.
Where if I remember right, Damien did do some type of surgery. So he's like, he's the next qualified.
Yeah.
No,
I like
after
that.
You.
And I like that, obviously, Tompkins dead, Alfred's just been, attempted, murder. I feel like, I like the ending of this book where he just goes to Arkham, he scares the shit out of Dr. Arkham, says, no, I'm going to talk to the inmates. And we have that great final few pages of him walking down that cell block, and all the villains looking at him, and he's like, you're going to talk, and you're going to tell me whatever you know, anything less will be unacceptable. Because the only monster in here is me, and the last page is just that dark page of the glow on his batsuit.
Which again, my only problem with that is we just got that in King's Batman, right? Is that he
what do you mean?
fought through Arkham because of Bane. Remember?
Yeah,
Well,
I
that's
don't think
different. I
that's
feel that's
what's going to
different, though.
happen here, though. This is
Yeah.
him almost investigating one by one, right?
Yeah, this feels different to what King did, I think.
All right, well, we'll see. I just felt it struck the same chord with me.
But no, I like this show a lot, actually. I thought I think
So do we think this is Hush? It's got to be Hush, right?
Hush. I mean, Hush is the most obvious candidate because it's about his past, and
Because
Hush likes to play with
because
that.
it's
Yeah. And the
who
dress up.
else? Yeah, who else knows Bruce that intimately like that?
It plays with tricking the system into thinking he's Gordon.
Yeah,
So here's the thing. I don't think we talked about this, or maybe we did a little bit, about how Detective 1000, Tomasi's bringing in Arkham Knight. And we don't necessarily think it's Jason Todd, like the video game, because that would be weird, because Jason Todd's still Red Hood and running
he's
around.
Red Hood
Yeah, we
outlaw.
definitely don't need two of the prick.
And we don't know. And one of the favourite guesses has been Hush, because it would maybe line up. And I wonder if this is actually building up to like Arkham Knight is the one doing this, and Arkham Knight is actually Hush or whoever
Tommy
else.
Elliott.
Yeah, which would be interesting because I assume at that point we wouldn't learn that it's Hush for quite some because as Arkham Knight is only just being introduced in 1000, right?
Yes.
I wouldn't expect an unveiling of who that is.
Which, to be fair, is right after this arc. That this arc will end at 999.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe this does have on the cover the countdown to 1000.
Yep.
So it would play into no. The end of the arc is actually the story in 1000.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's Arkham Knight, and then I also saw some theories that it was what's the dude that was at the start of Snyder's run, the one who looked like Bruce. March,
yeah, Lincoln March.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, that's okay. I don't know if I'd be thrilled with that reveal, but it's okay.
Yeah,
I guess.
I like that idea, but then I also like that that Snyder kind of wrote that off by saying like, oh no, the court primed him to make him think that. You know. So if we never saw him again, I'd almost be okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be fine with it being Hush, but at the same time, I'm like, I kind of want to be surprised. Like, Tomasi, pull out something that's cool but makes sense.
Yeah.
It's
quite a challenge.
It's quite a challenge, admittedly, so I won't blame him if it is just Hush or someone else that makes some amount of sense.
No, we haven't had a Hush story in quite a while.
That's true.
No?
So, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to, okay, if this is Hush and we're just doing something new with it, it's been long enough that, yeah, sure, do a big Hush story.
Honestly, like, Hush doesn't have that great a look, so giving him the Arkham Knight suit isn't necessarily a terrible idea.
Yeah, because he can still do all the facial disguising and have that as a
his combat suit. Yeah, he's like when he shows up to fight Batman.
Like I say, they can have a combat suit as well.
And actually, tying this more into the Arkham Knight stuff, the fact that Batman goes to Arkham to interview a bunch of villains, if we get to the point where someone has taken the mantle of being called Arkham Knight, presumably it'll tie into Arkham, someone that's been at Arkham, someone that thinks he's the best of the villains or something
Definitely
like that.
Just Dr. Arkham. Can I just say this is a weird thing? I really like the font on the title page. For not just the mythology, but the Ring Them Bells, which is obviously the title of the issue.
Okay.
I really like that font.
Yeah. I thought it was a good issue. I like this more than the last one. I think because the last one, I like the detective stuff, and then the monster stuff with Leslie was well done, but ultimately was less interesting. I think this issue, the mystery of it's actually amped up a little bit. I like the emotion of Tompkins, also Alfred getting hurt. I think it was more of a. I would say that maybe just some minor art complaints, and they are minor. Like, it still looked good overall. I probably like this more than the last issue. I don't know if that's the consensus here or.
I'm kind of it's kind of on par with the last issue for me, I suppose.
Okay.
I think the art is maybe worse in this, even though I had some big complaints in the last one. This that took me out of specific moments. This seems more consistently just like you say. I think it's that scratchy inks that just kind of makes the whole thing look a little bit muddier almost.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we'll rate it. Matt, what are you giving Detective?
So I'm gonna give this one an 8 because I did like what it did with the story. And again, Sassy Alfred's worth some extra points. So,
Connor,
I'll go with a 6.5. It's pretty good. It's all right.
That feels skewed low for me. I don't know why, but that feels a bit.
I don't know. If 7 is no, this is good.
That's basic.
6.5 is like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's all right.
Connor's our low grader. He's that teacher in school where you're just like, I did my best and I'm still only gonna get a B.
Hey, if that's all it's worth, that's all it's worth. I'm not giving you more just because you tried.
No, I'm going to go with a solid 8 as well. I like this issue quite a bit. Take away the minor art complaints, it might have been an 8.5, but no, I think detectives, Tomasi's detective runs off. Yeah.
Outside of those Robinson issues, I think Detective's been pretty solid since the start of Rebirth. Like it's the one book that I can look at and be like, oh yeah,
it's been very consistent. Yeah. I would say, as of right now, this hasn't started as strongly as Tan's run did.
No.
And that came out a little bit flashier. Obviously, we're excited. Start of Rebirth.
Well, because it was a new take on Detective.
On what the title was going to be.
It was a new concept.
Back to basics.
Yeah, it was a new concept. It was all of these team members that we didn't get to see for a while. This is more traditional Batman.
Yeah, I appreciate that it is seemingly going to be more detective focused.
Yeah.
It's a decent place still, though.